Okay, this is number 3, spear fighting. The next thing to talk about is guards and how you grip and where you grip the spear. I'd also like to say that this is basic information for somebody who's starting out with a spear to fight. And there are many additional intermediate and advanced techniques that we don't use, or at least I don't use nearly as much, so I'm not going to get involved in those. But there are additional things as you get better at the basics, like anything, that you're going to be taught or figure out by watching other fighters, and try those as well. Some people are a lot better at certain things than I am, so I just don't use those. But basically, first thing you want to make sure that you're doing is when you hold the spear. So if I'm right-handed, my back hand, has got to be my dominant hand, and then the left hand is out in front of me. The hand that's back on the end of the shaft, I used to hold it so that 3 fingers were on it, and to get just a little extra range. And the nature of that worked okay, except I started feeling this weird pain in my pinky because it was stopping. That was the stop of the force, and it was putting a strain on my pinky, so I quit doing that. But what I recommend is just as far back on the end cap as you can hold comfortably, so that you maximize your range. We're going to take a guard where we're turned away. We're not looking. I don't teach this style. Some people teach this style, right? So now my shoulders are very square to you. You see a big target. I fight turned away spears so that there's less of a target, right? I'm not as wide now as I am now, right? So turned away, very similar to a kind of a fencer's stance. Sometimes the distance of my feet apart will be normal. Sometimes they'll be a little bit wider apart, depends on what I'm trying to do and the room I have to fit up in the front rank or in between 2 sword and shield guys, things of that nature. But my guard has got to be about like this, right? So as you see that, you've got, my legs and knees are bent a little bit. This backhand is, give or take, at about my hip right in here. It's about a fist distance away from my body, that backhand. And then the front hand is crooked in an elbow, right? It's just the elbow is here, and I'm kind of at this kind of 90-degree angle, and kind of support it, just the weight of that spear out in front, support it with that elbow, that arm, that upper arm, that tricep, kind of on my chest, on my side, to kind of help support it. And then as I move, see how the nature of the upper arm isn't really, it's not coming out till I thrust. I might do this to gain different advantages for height or angles, but I'm not holding it here. I like it right nice in here, nice and relaxed, nice and easy, nice and comfortable. Doesn't tire me out. And then when I'm on guard, I want to be on guard in a way to my opponent, and it's hard to show this on a video because we're talking 9-foot weapons against each other. Is if I was fighting you over there and you were fighting with a spear or even a sword and shield in the wall, the line of the angle of that spear, right, that angle is going to be generally at a basic condition done in a way so that if I just prescribe a laser beam out the front of that spear point on the line of the spear shaft, it's going to go into a face when it hits. Okay, so I'm here. That's kind of where you want to hold that for a basic guard. Okay, so in here. You also want to practice the same thing It's 180 degrees opposite with the feet and bent over this way, right? But with the left-handed back as well. So practice and learn dominant hand first, and then practice the other hand as well. Okay, that's guard and grips.